Imagine a grim future where a superweapon rips through the atmosphere, carving out massive breaches. As that rift tears open, a savage flood of cosmic radiation cascades down to Earth, scorching everything in its path with destructive force that dwarfs even nuclear bombs. The buildings remain standing tall, but the entire enemy force has been obliterated, without a single soldier ever setting foot on the ground. Even if the enemy managed to launch intercontinental ballistic missiles before the radiation wiped them out, those rockets would never reach their targets. A secondary energy beam would vaporize them mid-flight. Within less than a minute, other world powers receive the news. They grasp the gravity of the threat and immediately plot a strike against the nation wielding this mysterious technology. They activate reconnaissance satellites, but to their horror, every man-made orbiter in space has been completely crippled. At the same moment, dust clouds from remote forests unexpectedly blanket major cities, panicked wildlife surges into the streets, and raging wildfires spread like lightning, devouring urban sprawl. Then come the cataclysmic storms, demolishing every structure in their wake. Next, torrential downpours unleash biblical floods, swelling rivers until they overflow. Just days later, once bustling metropolises have transformed into vast, unforgiving oceans. You might dismiss this as the plot of a sci-fi thriller, but today, many believe it's no mere fiction. It's the chilling outcome of a top-secret weapon that's already in existence. And they even name the inventor, Nikola Tesla. It turns out the FBI hastily raided the New Yorker hotel right after Tesla's death in 1943, suspecting he'd devised history's most terrifying military weapon, the death ray, or teleforce, a high-energy particle beam capable of downing aircraft from 250 miles away. Even more compelling evidence comes from declassified documents revealing that the U.S. secretly advanced this technology based on Tesla's legacy, with top engineers like John G. Trump, who reviewed Tesla's papers and debunked many rumors, yet couldn't fully dismiss the latent power involved. Today, we're diving into 10 of Tesla's final confessions. On the morning of June 30th, 1908, at 7:17 a.m., a colossal explosion rocked the Krasnoyarsk region in Siberia, Russia. In an instant, over 80 million trees across 830 square miles were flattened. Forest wildlife vanished without a trace. The shockwave was so intense it shattered windows more than 400 miles away, and seismic ripples were detected as far as the United Kingdom. This was the infamous Tunguska event, one of history's largest explosions. Scientists initially blamed a meteorite, citing eyewitness accounts of a brilliant fireball streaking across the sky. But curiously, no impact crater or meteor fragments were ever found. The big question looms: what really caused Tunguska? The blast scale was apocalyptic, equivalent to 10 to 15 megatons of TNT, over 1,000 times the Hiroshima bomb dropped in 1945. If not a meteor, what could unleash such raw devastation? Some books speculate an alien skirmish, but scientists whisper a different theory. Tesla's experiment at the Wardenclyffe Tower on Long Island, where he tested wireless energy transmission and may have accidentally triggered the death ray, unleashing catastrophe from halfway around the globe. In April 1908, Nikola Tesla penned a letter to the New York Times, revealing a bold prediction. Future wars would rely on electromagnetic waves as weapons, not fighter planes dropping bombs. He made it clear this wasn't some fanciful talk like Herbert Hoover's. Just 2 months later, a massive explosion rocked Tunguska, Siberia, sparking speculation that Tesla might have been behind it. Some theorized the blast was a deliberate demonstration of his groundbreaking technology. This suspicion wasn't entirely baseless. Skeptics pointed to compelling evidence. First, the Tunguska explosion's energy was staggering. Experts estimate that if it had occurred in a city, the consequences would have been catastrophic beyond imagination. The shockwave would have leveled every building in its path. A hellish fire would have consumed anything left standing, engulfing the city in flames within moments. The death toll could have easily reached millions. Yet, by an eerie coincidence, The explosion took place in Siberia, one of the most sparsely populated regions on Earth, seemingly the perfect testing ground for a new weapon. Even stranger, if you draw a straight line from Tesla's laboratory in the US, it leads directly to the Tunguska site. Could this really be a coincidence? What fuels this theory further is Tesla's own claims. He once boasted of inventing a doomsday weapon, though few took him seriously. Rewind to 1899, when Tesla was immersed in his Colorado Springs laboratory, chasing a revolutionary idea: transmitting energy wirelessly through electromagnetic waves, bypassing cables to any corner of the globe. According to the book Tesla, Inventor of the Electrical Age, he built a 200-foot tower to channel electricity into the ground, illuminating the entire city of Colorado Springs. Unlit bulbs suddenly glowed. Pedestrians reported seeing sparks dancing between their feet. Some even saw electric arcs when turning on water faucets, triggering hundreds of small fires. Tesla didn't realize his experiment had spiraled out of control until his lab lost power. Frustrated, he confronted his assistant, demanding to know why the electricity was cut. The assistant, bewildered, explained he hadn't touched anything. In fact, the entire city had gone dark. The cause? Tesla's experiment had sent rogue currents into the local power company's generator, sparking fires that destroyed its insulation, melting the machine in seconds. Despite the chaos, Tesla's experiment was a success. Using just a single tower, he powered an entire city without wires, a feat far beyond modern wireless charging. Yet, astonishingly, this breakthrough faded into obscurity for over a century, barely noticed by the world. Historical records reveal that after 1899, Tesla set his sights higher. He acquired land in Long Island, planning to construct a massive tower to transmit energy wirelessly across the entire planet. In 1901, Nikola Tesla persuaded J.P. Morgan, one of the era's most powerful financiers, to fund his ambitious Wardenclyffe Tower in Long Island with $150,000, a project poised to reshape the world. Public accounts often state the tower was built to transmit radio signals across continents. But that was just a fraction of Tesla's vision. A February 19, 1901, article in Collier's Weekly unveiled a shocking detail about his work. Tesla revealed he had picked up mysterious signals in his Long Island lab. At first, he suspected they might come from natural sources like solar flares, the aurora borealis, or Earth's atmospheric currents. To test this, he upgraded his equipment and ran experiments to rule out natural interference. Yet, the signals persisted. Even more astonishing, they followed a clear pattern, leading Tesla to conclude they came from an intelligent, extraterrestrial civilization. He excitedly claimed he might be the first to receive a message from another planet. Tesla wasn't just any inventor. He was one of the 20th century's greatest minds, whose innovations still define modern technology. For a genius like him to claim contact with aliens was monumental. Today, such a claim would dominate global news. But in 1901, Tesla's discovery was mocked. Many dismissed the possibility of extraterrestrial life, and skeptics argued signals couldn't travel across interplanetary distances. In response, Tesla published an article proving long-range signal transmission was possible. In that same piece, he boasted that wireless signal transmission was just the start. His true breakthrough was wireless energy transfer. Could this idea have been inspired by alien signals? Tesla explained he had developed a method to use the Earth itself as a conductor, eliminating the need for wires or artificial materials. After years of effort, he built a device that acted like a pump, drawing electricity from the Earth and redistributing it. This machine generated powerful energy waves that could travel globally, as if through wires, enabling the transmission of not just signals, but vast amounts of energy to distant locations. The implications are staggering. Consider today's race to develop room-temperature superconductors, which could eliminate energy loss in transmission. Tesla claimed he achieved this over a century ago, without any conductors. Such technology could have solved global energy crises, powered faster computers, advanced storage systems, and ultra-sensitive sensors. Sadly, these claims were later dismissed as unproven. Still, Tesla insisted his experiments proved his system could send signals and energy anywhere on Earth, no matter the distance. He was confident he'd soon prove his doubters wrong. Did Nikola Tesla predict a catastrophic energy weapon? In a chilling article, Tesla described a terrifying phenomenon. When his energy weapon was activated, it would unleash a massive fireball. He explained that due to disruptive shockwaves, this fireball could travel vast distances. Anyone near its path would be incinerated instantly. Such a device could effortlessly claim 300,000 lives in a single activation. Given the weapon's devastating power, Tesla and his assistants felt an unprecedented weight of responsibility. In his writing, he expressed deep caution and concern about its implications. Fortunately or unfortunately, J.P. Morgan, Tesla's primary financial backer, withdrew funding after learning about his wireless energy transmission technology. Morgan, heavily invested in traditional electric companies, realized Tesla's invention could dismantle the power industry. If wireless energy became reality, who would need utility companies? To protect his financial empire, Morgan cut ties with Tesla. By 1912, the Wardenclyffe Tower was dismantled on site. Recently, rumors have surfaced that the U.S. is secretly reviving Tesla's doomsday weapon technology. In Gakona, a remote Alaskan town with just 215 residents as of the 2000 census, a mysterious research facility operates. Next to it stands a grid of 180 massive antennas, spanning 33 acres. When built, the U.S. government offered no explanation for its purpose, leaving locals uneasy. Once operational, residents reported hearing strange humming noises, sparking fear. Many wondered if the facility emitted harmful radiation. Though unconfirmed, these concerns lingered. Then, a disturbing incident heightened suspicions. Local rumors tell of 3 young men who sneaked into the facility at night, armed with cameras and recorders to uncover its secrets. As they approached, their recorder emitted bizarre sounds. Despite unease, curiosity drove them forward. One by one, their electronic devices failed, cameras jammed, shutters locked. Soon, an inexplicable terror overwhelmed them, prompting a frantic escape. When they regained consciousness, they were lying on grass 3 kilometers away, with no memory of what happened and no photos captured. Even before this incident, warnings about the area's strangeness existed. In the 20th century, renowned naturalist Ivan Sanderson identified 12 locations on Earth with anomalous magnetic fields where ships and planes often vanished. He dubbed them Devil's Graveyards. Curiously, many ancient landmarks align with these sites, as if early civilizations sensed their unusual energy. The infamous Bermuda Triangle is one such location. Some now speculate Sanderson overlooked a 13th site, the Alaska Triangle in northwest North America, often called the land-based Bermuda Triangle. Over decades, more than 16,000 people have vanished here, double the rate of other U.S. regions. In 1950, a U.S. military C-54 Skymaster carrying 8 crew members and 44 officers took off from Elmendorf Air Force Base in Alaska and disappeared mysteriously over the Alaska Triangle. The U.S. military deployed 85 aircraft and 7,000 ground personnel in a massive search effort. Yet no trace of the plane was found. The mystery remains unsolved. Could a massive military plane simply vanish into thin air in an instant? This wasn't some tiny aircraft. It was a behemoth, and its disappearance stands as one of the largest military plane mysteries in U.S. history. Yet, it's just one thread in the web of enigmas surrounding the Alaska Triangle. In 1972, a private plane carrying Hale Boggs, the U.S. House Majority Leader, vanished without a trace over the region, along with Alaska Representative Nick Begich and aides. The U.S. Navy launched 90 aircraft in a frantic search that lasted 39 days. Despite exhaustive efforts, no wreckage or clues emerged, leaving the case unresolved to this day. It doesn't end there. Countless civilian pilots have reported unidentified flying objects while traversing these skies. One of the most famous incidents involved Japan Airlines Flight 1628 in 1986, where the crew spotted massive unidentified objects over Alaska, corroborated by radar, sparking worldwide intrigue. The Alaska Triangle is riddled with other supernatural events, from mass disappearances to bizarre phenomena. If you're intrigued and want more details, drop a comment below. It's this veil of mystery that makes the area so terrifying. Compounding the unease, the HAARP research station sits eerily close to the triangle's epicenter, fueling local suspicions. Residents believe the anomalous magnetic fields drew the government here to amplify energies, possibly triggering the incident with those 3 young explorers. Facing public outcry, the U.S. government stepped in to debunk the rumors. Officially, HAARP, the High-Frequency Active Auroral Research Program, is a collaboration between the U.S. Air Force, Navy, and University of Alaska Fairbanks. Its core aim: use 180 massive antennas to beam high-frequency radio waves into the ionosphere, 50 to 310 miles above Earth, heating it like a microwave to study atmospheric reactions and gain insights into upper air dynamics. The government hoped this explanation would quell fears, but it backfired, deepening the intrigue. Critics argue that precisely controlled energy could disrupt atmospheric flows, manipulating weather patterns and unleashing disasters like floods, storms, or droughts. By wirelessly transmitting power to the ionosphere over vast distances, HAARP mirrors the weapon Tesla claimed to invent, the key difference being its target: climate catastrophe rather than direct destruction. Such doubts aren't baseless. As early as 1967, during the Vietnam War, the U.S. ran Operation Popeye, a covert cloud-seeding campaign to prolong monsoons and disrupt enemy supply lines. This marked one of the earliest instances of weather warfare, proving humanity has weaponized the skies. Adding fuel to the fire, HAARP's lead entities are all military-rooted, especially DARPA, the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, dedicated to cutting-edge military tech, making the whole endeavor profoundly unsettling. Is HAARP the secret weapon Tesla dreamed of? The Defense Department's involvement has convinced even more people that HAARP isn't just atmospheric research. It's a full-blown military program. DARPA's own documents state outright that all their studies ultimately serve military applications. This role has thrust HAARP into the public eye, fueling endless debates. Soon after, a fresh revelation amplified the suspicions. Rold Sagdiyev, the renowned Russian plasma physicist and director of the Soviet Academy of Sciences Space Research Institute from 1973 to 1988, a role akin to heading NASA's counterpart, joined HAARP's Scientific Development Committee. Such high-level participation raises eyebrows. Were the US and Soviet Union merely surface rivals, secretly collaborating on a new world order? Beyond Sagdiyev, HAARP's contractors included Raytheon, a firm where over 90% of revenue stems from Defense Department deals. Their website showcases advanced radars and fighter jets they produce. In essence, HAARP's 180 massive antennas were likely built by Raytheon, whose radar tech, emitting radio waves and capturing echoes to pinpoint targets, mirrors HAARP's core mechanism. Today, countless skeptics view HAARP as a weather weapon, warning that humanity's next war might not be overt battles, but covert climate assaults. Governments could already be waging weather warfare, accounting for the bizarre extreme weather events sweeping the globe. Curiously, our investigations reveal HAARP isn't unique to Alaska. During the Cold War, the Soviets erected a colossal antenna array called Duga, infamously dubbed the Russian woodpecker. It beamed worldwide radio signals, jamming enemy communications with a relentless 10 Hz tapping sound. Yet, some doubt Duga's true capabilities stopped at interference. Of course, conspiracy theories aside, others insist HAARP is purely academic research. After all, the U.S. has disclosed its goals, and even opened the site for public tours. So, what do you think? Do you believe Tesla's terrifying weapon has come to life, or is HARP genuinely just weather science? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.